The gleaming domed cities of Krypton echoed like a dream in Kal-El's mind. Slowly, he closed his eyes and drifted into the past, to the final days of the planet where he was born. Krypton, proud of its superhuman technologies, believed itself to be an indestructible civilization. Yet behind every great civilization lies a secret, a danger. Kal-El remembered vague words from his father, Jor-El, when he was a child. "Everything comes at a cost, my son. To save Krypton, we made a dark choice." He had never deciphered their meaning. Now, living on Earth as Superman, he felt compelled to trace the origins of those words by returning to his past. The skies of Krypton were alive with the dance of auroras, a play of lights, while faint tremors emanating from the planet's core could be felt in the distance. The people ignored these tremors, but Jor-El knew they were the harbinger of an impending catastrophe. That night, as Kal-El's capsule ascended into the sky, a crack appeared in Krypton's firmament. In his dream, Kal-El once again heard his father say, "Remember, my son, Krypton's fall was not destiny, but a choice." And at that moment, the dream abruptly ended. As he opened his eyes, only profound silence remained. Superman resolved to uncover the mystery of Krypton and the truth buried in its ashes. Determined to uncover Krypton's mysteries, Superman followed the clues from his dream, leading him to a remote, isolated area on Earth, a dark and foreboding forest. Deep within, he sensed a buried energy source, hidden from human sight, like a secret waiting to be revealed. As Kal-El moved through the trees, the ground beneath him trembled with an energy pulse. Before him lay the partially buried remnants of an ancient Kryptonian ship, forgotten for centuries. The ship seemed alive, emitting a faint, rhythmic hum. Its surface was adorned with symbols, written in the ancient language of Krypton. As he approached, a hologram suddenly emerged from the ship. The face of Jor-El, clear and radiant, appeared. "My son, if you have found this message, you are ready to delve into Krypton's secrets. But be cautious. These secrets not only destroyed us, but also endangered the universe." Before the hologram could finish, a sudden energy surge erupted, enveloping the forest. Superman's superhuman reflexes allowed him to shield himself, but the unexpected event signaled a dangerous activation. The ship had awakened. The ground shook violently as an expanding ring of energy surrounded the vessel. Superman paused, realizing this was more than just a discovery. It was the beginning of a threat. From the ship's remains emerged a group of humanoid robotic entities, Krypton's last line of defense. With glowing red eyes, the machines identified Superman as an enemy and attacked. Dodging their laser assaults, Superman was forced to find a way to neutralize them without destroying the ship. Each punch sent shards of metallic limbs flying, but the machine's numbers kept increasing. As the ship's energy output rose to critical levels, Jor-El's words echoed in Kal-El's mind. "These secrets will not only change you, but also the fate of Earth." Determined, Superman resolved to do whatever it took to stop the ship and protect both worlds. Kal-El felt a heavy weight pressing on his chest as he watched the holographic figure of his father. Jor-El's face, serious and weary, relayed a message recorded in Krypton's final days. "The sacrifice I made to save Krypton has now fallen upon you, my son. The core of our planet was transformed into an energy source, but that power was too dangerous to control. Forgive me for burdening you with something I could not protect you from." Superman stepped closer to the hologram. "Father, what does this mean? Is this burden now mine to bear?" he whispered. But the hologram, a mere echo of the past, could not answer his questions. Reaching the heart of the ship, Superman found himself face to face with a colossal energy crystal. This was the power source his father had spoken of. Symbols in Krypton's ancient script adorned the area around it. Kal-El could read the words, but their deeper meaning eluded him. He hesitated before extending a hand toward the crystal. In that moment, vivid images flooded his mind. Krypton's final days, people fleeing in terror, the sky splitting apart, and the core's explosive destruction. These scenes were not memories, but visions, projected into his mind by the crystal's energy. Superman recoiled, his heart racing. He now understood the crystal's power. But a greater question loomed. Should he destroy it, or attempt to harness it? Kal-El dropped to his knees, burying his face in his hands. His father's words and the harrowing visions from the crystal reverberated through his mind. Was Krypton's destruction a mistake? Or had this energy been the inevitable curse that sealed its fate? Softly, he murmured, "Father, why? Why did you create this? Will this power destroy me too? Or will it save us all?" A single tear slid down his cheek, a tear carrying the weight of a lost world and an uncertain future. Superman knew he had to make a choice. But whatever path he chose, it would not only shape his destiny, but also determine the fate of Earth and the universe itself. The moment Superman touched the crystal, everything around him changed. A wave of energy radiated from the depths of the crystal, shaking the entire structure of the ship. Light rings surrounded Superman, as if he were trapped in the eye of a storm. The ground began to crack. Sparks of energy shot out from the crystal, crashing into the dark walls of the ship, echoing through the corridors. Superman understood how dangerous this power was, but it was too late now. He was losing control of the crystal. Suddenly, holographic symbols flashed rapidly. Jor-El's voice echoed, "Son, be careful. This power destroyed Krypton. It could destroy Earth too." But before the message could finish, the hologram was cut off by an energy explosion. As the crystal's power spiraled out of control, the ship's floor began to collapse completely. Energy glowing like lava rose from the cracks. Superman thought he could control the energy, but every attempt pushed him further back. Explosions grew faster. The crystal released more energy with every approach Superman made, almost as if it were pushing him away. Kal-El paused for a moment, thinking, "Is this a power even I can't control?" Superman was surrounded by the light of the crystal, its intensity nearly blinding him. His eyes squinted against the destructive force, but then, within the light, an image appeared. Krypton's final moments. The planet's core exploded. The sky shattered. Kal-El felt as though these images were burned into his mind. The crystal carried the echo of Krypton's destruction, and now that echo threatened Earth. Even as he felt his cape begin to burn, Superman remained still. "I must stop this. No matter the cost," he whispered. Superman knew he had no other choice. He had to take the crystal into the sky. If this energy exploded here, it could destroy the entire Earth. As the ship's debris swirled around him like a storm, Superman grabbed the crystal and soared upward. Energy explosions surrounded him, but he didn't stop. He used all his strength to carry the crystal away from Earth. "This is my duty," Kal-El whispered. "I won't let Krypton's mistakes dictate Earth's fate." The sky was fully illuminated by the crystal's light. Superman glanced at the beauty of the planet one last time as he lifted the crystal into the sky. Earth had become more than just a refuge to him. It was home. The crystal was growing hotter, burning his palms. His suit was wearing out, but Kal-El's resolve remained unshaken. "I just need to hold on for a few more seconds," he thought. He made a promise to himself. He would protect this planet, no matter the cost. With all his remaining strength, Superman hurled the crystal into the void of space. Behind him, Earth hung like a blue pearl. A few tears slipped from his eyes, shining in the weightlessness. This moment of solitude and sacrifice deeply wounded Kal-El's soul. The crystal exploded in the endless darkness. Its energy spread out, but Earth was safe. Superman took a deep breath, but that peace was fleeting. A shadow emerging from the explosion signaled that this was only the beginning. After the crystal's explosion, space fell silent. But that silence felt like the calm before a storm. Superman noticed movement in the darkness. A massive entity rose from the shadows. Its glowing red eyes burned with energy drawn from the crystal's explosion. Vibrations from its armor echoed through the void surrounding Superman. The entity spoke, its voice seeming to resonate in Kal-El's mind. Kal-El, this is just the beginning. The mistakes of Krypton will be felt by Earth as well. Despite his exhaustion, Superman readied himself to fight. But this threat was far greater than anything he had known. Superman was thrown back by an unexpected force and began falling toward Earth. His arms flailed helplessly by his sides, his mind consumed with one thought: this threat could destroy Earth. The dark entity behind him watched, its laughter echoing from the depths of space. As Superman fell, he saw the light of Earth, but instead of comfort, it filled him with a fragile hope. "This isn't over," Kal-El whispered. Though weary, the battle had only just begun, and Part 2 promised a confrontation with this new threat.